can be resolved. What do you think about the demands of the organized labor unions? All right, looking at a new national minimum wage and also a reversal of the recent hike in electricity tariff, which went from 68 naira per kilowatt an hour to 225 and back to 206 naira per kilowatt an hour. That's the conversation there. So that's the demand rather of organized labor. Now, what about government's position through the AGF that the strike action is illegal? Okay, because what we have now is the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation said that, oh, the strike action is premature and illegal. There are so many things that, you know, was highlighted from that particular report, saying that, oh, there's supposed to be a mandatory 15-day notice before going on strike. That's one. Two is there's a court injunction currently on that you know, the nation shouldn't be grounded or economic activity should not be shut down. That's another one. And you know, stating or citing you know, the Trade Union Dispute Act 2004. Okay, so what about government's position through the AGF that the strike action is illegal? And finally, what amount would you even suggest as reasonable or realistic or sustainable or livable, you know, as minimum wage? Livable in terms of something that, you know, that we can live on, as living wage, as against minimum wage, which is what labor is clamoring for. All right, so let's have a conversation around this particular you know, issue: minimum wage and reversal of electricity hike. The second focal point is Nigeria lacks transformational and visionary leadership. That's coming from former President Olusegun Obasanjo, and it's a story that's called from the Guardian newspaper, saying that most of the challenges facing Nigeria are caused by the absence of visionary and committed leaders who occupy elective positions. Okay, and he said, I quote, "The most important thing for politicians in the Nigerian context is that they must have a second address. If you're going to be a successful politician, you must have a second address, and this means having another means of livelihood. A politician that has no second address will stand for anything without having no morality." Meaning, he's saying that most of the Nigerian politicians who were elected into public offices lacked other means of survival. Hence, they see joining politics as a means of breakthrough. So no vision, no commitment whatsoever, except, of course, committed to their pockets and all. So do you agree with former President Olusegun Obasanjo? And also he went further to say that one of the things that was a little bit of a misfortune for Nigeria is crude oil, because paying attention to crude oil made us abandon agriculture. Let's also look at that statement from former President Olusegun Obasanjo. So those are the focal points for this morning, both of them. Before we open up the phone line, we'll get Said Fuhad's contribution or submission as regards these two focal points, and then we open the phone line officially and we start taking messages from Facebook, from WhatsApp, and you know, let's just get engaged as regards today's focus. Thank you for standing by, Fuad.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Sandra.
All right.
Well, on the issue of labor and the government, I just hope that both parties are going to go into that into further negotiations with good conscience, open conscience, good conscience, open mind, you know, to resolving the issues. You can't, you know, because again, these disruptions are one too many. It's coming too much really for Nigerians to bear. If you look at the mood of the nation, just on the street, you understand that Nigerians are actually tough. Now, I'm sure at the last elections, you know, while every Nigerian had gone out to campaign, to support whoever they wanted to support, and eventually elected leaders, they didn't bargain for all of these disruptions. Nigerians are out there hoping that, look, at the level of governance, things will be done to better their lives, not to continue to cause these disruptions and suffering, needless suffering, avoidable suffering. Whether we like it or not, there has to be a concession at some point. Labour would have to shift ground, the government would have to shift ground. Saying that, look, you can't pay more than 60,000, I'm sure it's not acceptable to Labour, and it would never be acceptable to them. Because you cannot have a group demanding for 495,000, and then you are offering 60,000. Again, the conversation would be whether Labour's demand is unreasonable. I say it's not unreasonable, it's just unrealistic. because we know nobody's going to pay. And it's one of the governors that even come out to say that 60,000 they cannot pay. Even when we're doing 30,000 standard. Some of the governors are not even paying.
Yeah, true.
And for people who don't know, you see, when we talk about leaders, and that's why we're going to try and tie this to visionary leaders. As far back as 1954, Sandra, the late state, Jᴏɪṛ Fᴏᴄᴜs, started minimum wage payment for workers in the Western region. It was not even a national policy. It started to pay. And it was even far and more than what was being paid in other regions. Just to make the workers of the Western region feel the prosperity of the West as a region. And it has been consistent. Visionary leadership standard. But here, what do we have today now? We have leaders who continue to make excuses. It's not about themselves. Oh, when it comes to their own salaries and emoluments and benefits, they are quick to attend to it, Sandra. They are not even waiting. Oh, look, the 10th Assembly had not even sat down for a day when 70 billion was already allocated to them to take care of their needs. It didn't take 3 months or 4 months. They got new SUV. Oh, when the budget was approved, the highest ever went to them. Close to 400 billion was appropriated to the National Assembly. And those are even official allocations and appropriations to them. Have we not been talking about constituency projects that have become a cesspool and cesspit of corruption? So we are in a situation where the people in government are quick to take care of themselves. But when it comes to the benefit that's supposed to the ordinary people, you keep making excuses. The narration of inflation comes into it. And what we are saying is that, look, in reality of the policies of this government, it is difficult for you to force the demand of labor. Look at what the cost of living has become. Look at the inflation figures. But again, because of national interest, that's why we are talking about selflessness now, commitment to nation building. Labor has to understand that, hey, yes, we understand where you are coming from with your demand, but it is not realistic. And when it's not realistic, you have to face reality. And that's some of us have suggested that, look, anything between 70 to 100,000 is okay. Let's move on with our lives. We cannot be held down by this minimum wage conversation. We agree that government has not shown enough commitment, enough goodwill, enough good intention to giving Nigerian workers what they deserve. We know. Because how do you set up a tripartite committee as far back as January and you refuse to attend the meetings? The governors are not even attending. The government keeps hiding. There's no clarity, there's no transparency. But again, we have to move on with our lives. And that's why we appeal us to go to organized labor. Keep your ground. Let's work between 70 to 100,000 and we should be fine. Let's move on with our lives.
Okay. So.
And then for visionary leadership, Sandra, again, you have begged me and I have accepted your plea to take the message and leave the messenger.
Thank you.
Because I like to take the two. But on this day, I accept your plea.
It's okay.
But I agree that, look, in this fourth republic, we need to ask ourselves, let us even say we want to start with analyzing what we have done from 1999 till today. You agree that the result of what we have done in terms of governance, collectively put together from 1999 till date, support the notion, support the assumption and the position of the political government that, look, we are a country that lacks visionary leadership. We are a country that lacks visionary leadership. All the God-given resources has amounted to nothing for the people because we don't have visionary leadership. What are the qualities of a visionary leader? Standard. Number one, selflessness. They think of others more than they think of themselves. Can we say that of our leaders today? Compassion. Compassion means that, look, even if you are suffering, you want the other people to enjoy. Compassionate leaders think more of how to take care of the needs of the people than their own personal needs or the needs of their friends and cronies. Where is the compassionate attribute of our leaders today? So if we talk about visionary leadership, I agree with the former president, we don't have it. Himself inclusive. I'm sorry.
All right. Thank you very much, Fouad. I just quickly also need to put this out there. I have here as breaking news from Transmission Company of Nigeria. Organized labor has shut down national grid. All right. I wish everyone that needs light desperately to carry on their businesses all of the best on that one. It's very unfortunate what we have to go through to get the simplest, just the minimum, barest minimum. It is still mainland 98.3 FM, and now it's time for us to open the phone line for you to join the conversation as regards the focal points of the day. The number to call is 0913 6000 410. 0913 6000 410. That's the number to call. And of course, for WhatsApp messages, the number to send that to is 0913 6000 430. 0913 6000 430. That's the number to send your WhatsApp messages to. And we're live on Facebook and YouTube, so you can drop your comments in the live chat section as well. I will take them as the show progresses at mainland 98.3 FM. Please do well to support us on our social media handles. Like, share, follow, subscribe to our platforms. We appreciate the support. Moving on now, we have just 2 minutes. Please let's keep things clean and straight to the point. Hello, good morning.
Morning, Sandra. Good morning.
Good morning.
God bless you.
Amen.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
You see,
Your name, sir?
I'm angry.
Your name, sir?
71. Hello.
Your name and where you're calling from, sir?
Mr. Osas. I'm Mr. Osas.
All right, Mr. Osas.
Angry Osas. Call me angry old man Osas 71. I'm ready to join wherever the strike is going on. I'm ready. There's no more challenge. My son died at the war front in Zambia. Now, senior ones, therefore, two, I call it the guy that has attack or what? The only that I cannot say is 45,000 naira. They could be. Let them strike. Cannot. What are we living for? Leaders who have finished the future Nigeria. What else? My daughter is crying because we could not enroll for WAEC because I am incapacitated. Developed glaucoma. Right. Is the relevant? I cannot register for WAEC now. Let registration make up. One is living for. This is not the country I know. This is not the country I witnessed the independence, which the flag of Nigeria and cup given to us during independence. Not the neighbors, but those of us who will die of not. We reach there in this country like the Arab Spring. Well done.
Thank you very much. Wow, sir, I appreciate your contribution. It's quite a very emotional one. Thank you for actually making our time to drop that. That's the reality of a lot of Nigerians today. Most Nigerians actually today. That is the reality. Thank you very much once again, Mr. Ostas. I appreciate your submission this morning. All right, 0913 6000 410. That is the number to call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. My name is M쏘ɪɪľ. I'm calling from 𝐼.
All right, good morning.
Mr. Fuad, God bless you and bless your soul. Bless your generation. Make water to run in every sector of your life and give you peace of mind. Sandra, the same thing to you. This government lacks trust deficit. A serious-minded somebody will never trust this government. Let me shock you. You know that when they are talking of politics, the federal government gave lot of money to state governor to take their workers and their pensioners. Since September last year, they promised federal pension at 25,000 naira. 25 kobo has never been paid till today. 25 kobo has never been paid. any regular pensioner. You see, when we are talking of the leader that is first place, they think of his followers, not a leader that will just bail out others without thinking of the consequence. Look at Nigeria today. How much can you do now that can give you confidence of saying, I want to go to market and buy something? All you tell me, I am a pensioner. I'm talking authoritatively, not allegedly. No single penny, no bailout, no, what do they call it? What do they call their sadaka they do with their money? And they say they are giving money palliative. No palliative has ever been given to any other pensioner. But the federal government is shouting at the state government. What have they done for their own pensioners? Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you very much, Mr. Osteni. 0913-6000-410. Time check is 9 o'clock on the dot, and you're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. The two focal points is as regards minimum wage conversation, and former President Olusegun Obasanjo declares that Nigeria lacks visionary, transformational, and committed leaders. What are your thoughts? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Sandra. How are you?
Good morning, Mr. Walter. I'm well, thank you.
Yeah, how are you? How's everything here?
Fine.
I would like to talk about the issue, the way manner the National Assembly handled yesterday's meeting with the Labour Union.
Okay.
I'm really disappointed with the Senate President, because there's this manner, when you, as a leader, when you're talking to a group of people, the manner is in terms of when you keep smiling, you're just telling what kind of angry attitude towards the people you're trying to talk to. You don't take things so seriously. Yesterday, that meeting that they concluded with his presence there, like for our sake. I was looking forward to his presence being there, giving a positive attitude to prevent the strike from happening today. Well, he doesn't really manner is he brings up proverbs from Tales by Moonlight. I think proverbs will end such a serious thing as people going on strike. Look at it today now. At 1 a.m. The PSC, the power generation companies are down their troops. They've shut down the grid nationwide.
Yeah.
And after it starts, before you know it, the fuel stations will down tools too. This is a very serious thing. Look at the song, because the nation is at a standstill. What is there in issue in minimum wage? So the minimum wage, at least 100,000 naira. You don't think anything. They end a lot over there upstairs. Any one of them has any lot. Okay, fine. Let every one of them let's just begin the constitution. If you are a House of Rep member or a senator, end that minimum wage. They're not saying you survive. That is how we should be. Let us feel the pinch also. The fighting our belt enough. We should go to where the Zambia president is going. That is the visionary president, the Zambia president. He's leaving a legacy behind. I don't need to watch every minute. Look at the meeting they had, the African Development Bank meeting they had in Kenya and so on, where the Zambia president gave his speech. That is a visionary leader. And again, he used to stand up. We should go to where Senegal has gone. The 44-year-old president, the young president is up.
Right.
You used to get up. Take the nation at your hand.
Okay.
Thank you, Sandra.
Thank you for thank you, Mr. Walter. Appreciate 0913-6000-410. That is the number to call. Let's have a conversation. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Sandra. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, Mr. Peter Monsel from Shomolu.
You're welcome.
I think I'm moved by the first caller this morning to tell you this, that do you know that today I met one woman the other day, and she was regretting having 4 children. That had she known that Nigeria would be like this, she would have had only 1. Whereas in a normal situation, having those 4 children, she would have still yearned for more. We say, I need more of them, like my father used to do then. We were 25 for my father. And farm produce fed us, sent us to school, everything. My Ogade was just talking about what Power Wolo did. They were not producing oil in the southwest then. It was agriculture, cocoa money that he used to make life better for people. So what are the kind of people we are having today? That's why I'm referring to what is happening with Labour now. By the grace of God, I was one of the Labour leaders in Peru. And I want to tell you that they told us then when we were having a seminar in UI Ibadan, one officer from ILO, International Labour Organization, told us that the best time to negotiate and get something meaningful is during strike. Labour should hold on to this strike. Not only the national grid being shut down, in my days, or in our days, we had the people working in aviation sector. No aeroplane was flying in the sky. They shut down everything. Can we, for once, this time around, all Nigerians, not only Labour, make sure, see, let us shut down everything and rebuild and see where we'll be going. Because yesterday I was in a restaurant, a man came in with a child and a wife. The plate of food that in a year ago would have gone for two of them would have used 700 naira, 350. Yesterday, that same plate of food went for 2,200. My own that I bought was 1,000 instead of 250. So that one you offer somebody 60,000? Are you serious? Are you a human being? When you are getting 1.2 million and then all the project you are having, you are going home with 30 million, 29 million. And you tell somebody 50,000.
Right.
Don't let the God cost them all.
It's okay.
Nigerians must survive, I beg. Nigerians must live. This is too bad of them. Thank you, man. Have a nice day.
And you as well. Thank you very much, Mr. Peter. Appreciate. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Sandra.
Good morning.
Mr.
Mr. Isaiah, you may need to speak a little louder so we can hear you clearly.
I'm calling from Akoka. Can you hear me now?
Yes, it's much better.
Okay. So I want to commend Mr. Fouad for his enumeration of the qualities of a visionary leader: compassion, selflessness. Another thing I think he should have added also is mental magnitude. The mental quality of leadership. That was one thing that Papa Awolowo was very big on, and it shined through in his policies, in his politics, and his programs as leader. That has endeared him till date in the heart of many people. Those who witnessed his leadership and those of us who did not, who only felt it and read it. Our leaders must, in fact, I think this is a societal responsibility. We must begin to identify people of mental magnitude. You can't give what you don't have. None of our leaders just go there, they wear flowing agbada and they speak English, they wear, well-starched suits. But up there, they are empty. And I say that with due respect. Society must begin to hold our leaders to that. You can't give what you don't have. Labour should please go to the table with an open mind, like Mr. Fouad has said. What they are doing is pressing the government next, and it is needed. Yes. But while they are pressing the government next, let them also look at the big picture. We cannot afford to turn our economy, to send it back to the abyss. This economy is just trying to get back on its feet. The name of life is balance. Extract as much as possible from the government, but please don't send the economy back to the abyss. May God bless Nigeria. Thank you very much, Sandra.
Thank you very much, Mr. Isaiah. Appreciate. 7 minutes past 9, and this is still Mainland 98.3 FM. We'll take some WhatsApp messages now, and then we'll be back to the phone line in a bit. So stay with us. I'll just rush through a few of this now. Okay. Good morning. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo. Kind of missed that. All right. Is a visionary leader and correct in his opinion that Nigeria lacks visionary leadership. Obasanjo, as a visionary leader, saw Nigeria as the largest economy in Africa and a member of the Security Council of the United Nations. Under Obasanjo, Nigeria was being respected in the Committee of Nations. Look, to have the world forgive Nigeria of most of our debt is visionary and commendable. But have we had since 2015 other than cancellation of solutions that have worked and jumping at swift and wrong solutions, snatching it, running away with it at the peril of the long-suffering people? Now, I will not do that. No. Tochukwu Adele Thompson from Abanikoro, thank you very much for your message. Appreciate. I also have here, there's nothing to add or subtract from what former President OBJ said. It's just apt and rightly said. No transformational visionary leadership, particularly in Nigeria after the First Republic. The confusion and insincerity in this government is obviously too clear. After all, the undue hardship they have caused Nigerians, they are still confronting us with the so-called labor law. The same people who are pretending to be appealing to NLC are at the same time harassing them by quoting laws, which they didn't quote when they introduced Yaniki. Yes. Selective obedience. Good morning. This is Sohi John from Lagos. Please, former president is saying the truth. Even though he was in power, he didn't meet up with his government. It's all right. Thank you very much. This is from Robert. The National Assembly is the real problem of this country. Why can't they send prayers to our mailboxes like they do to themselves? They are only concerned about themselves. They are meeting NLC to shelve strike plan when they and their families are enjoying the wealth of this country. What a shame. We have bad people managing the affairs and wealth of this country. I also have here, there's no name. Okay, please let's try to add our names and our location to our messages. Would appreciate that. Hi Milan FM. The labor union 400k plus is very important but unrealistic, as Fouad will always say. If you look at it economically, there will be a very large bottleneck inflation combined with the cost push inflation in the country. That being said, 100k is very okay by me. 100,000 because 400k in the private sector of SMEs who is making like 5k per day in private will not be realistic. And finally, until we start with leaders that have transparent, charismatic, prudent, selfless, accountable, thoughtful linings and empathy towards the poor and have human sympathy, only then can we have a good nation. And that is Sean from Festac. Okay. Also we have here Victor Aloy Igboke from Ikeja. Good morning. On former President Obasanjo's latest position, the truth of the matter is that he is 100% correct and we cannot agree less. I'm happier he did not exclude himself. Nigeria lacks leaders, talk less of being visionary. The people that have been taking over the position of leadership since 1999 are all products of mediocrity and greed. Unfortunately, Obasanjo falls into this category of leaders. The only difference is that they have become bolder and more daring today under the APC government. Hence, APC is a colonial party sponsored and
colonial party.
How did we get here? Said a lot too, but that's it from Victor Aloy Igboke from Ikeja. Thank you very much.
Have his explanation as to what it means by colonial party.
I've stopped. I've moved on.
Colonial mentality.
No. Trust me. There's a context. It's
going
going somewhere. Yes.
Okay, let's leave it to his context.
Exactly. 12 minutes past 9 is Mainland 98.3 FM. 0913 6000 410. Hello. Good morning.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Uche from Alagbado.
Uche.
Ike from Alagbado.
Uche from Alagbado. Okay, please go on.
Yes. Please, I want to ask something. Is it good that this government don't obey God order? Because I heard that God did not show for this to not increase this light. But in our area here on Saturday, as I'm coming back, they was giving us 40 units for 1,000. They will not give us. We now buy 4 units for 1,000 naira. 4 units is 1,000 for Alagbado road, Mr. Now, and people are complaining, no water, nothing. People are just saying that everyone was causing this government, causing the president and the other people. What is this problem? Are we going to die? They want to kill us. The break of price now is 1,300 naira. We have children. I'm a mechanic. I have 4 children. I pay her trade. I pay school fees. How are we going to manage? They want to go and carry gun and sit and do you what? What is this? I'm tired of this country. If I have any way to leave contact, I leave this country. I'll get being in Nigeria. God, what a man. You be suffering, you get 1,000, I get 10,000, I come to house when it's finished. You come back with 20,000 when you get. You buy rice, you buy tomato paste. 1,000 something. I think the airport with our president to make the airport now. Even people vote him, I didn't vote him. People vote to make a message for them. People are dying of hunger. Komero, you see boys begging for food. People are begging on the road. Oga beg, I want to chop. Oga beg, I want to chop.
Terrible.
Thank
you.
It's getting out of hand, though. It's getting out of hand.
Your name again, sir?
My name is Mr.
Thank you very much, Mr. Uche. I appreciate it.
You know the unfortunate is, Sandra,
yeah.
While we are hoping to beg the president is telling people to beg the governors to do something.
It's part of what we're having a conversation on as regards performance review last week, that everybody just pays attention to the president, where we have 36 state governors who have their own.
But do you know why we have to pay attention to the president? And when subsidy was removed, the way the president removed it, hoping that more money to the government will now trickle down. No, all I'm saying that, look, the assumption was that there will be more money available to share. But then we said that, look, in the character and behavior of our politicians, that should have been considered before the president took that decision. That, look, more money available to share will not automatically translate to better living for the people. And that's what we're dealing with now. You can now see the president sounding almost helpless as to the performance of the governors to really trickle down the benefits of all of these monies that is now available to government.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Madam Sandra and Mr. Fuad.
Good morning.
My name is Mr. James from 𝐴̀gbàdo Junction.
You're welcome.
Just like Fuad has said earlier on, that this issue of minimum wage demand by labor 400 and something naira is not unreasonable, but it's unrealistic. The fact remains that when you look at how much you buy things outside now, the cost of food alone, the 60,000, in fact, maybe why they took this decision was to bring government to their, to awaken them to do the needful. They should fight this issue of inflation so that when you have little money in your hand, they can use it to buy at least food to take care of your family. Because the fact remains that even with the 100,000 naira we are just ordinarily proposing, that 100,000 naira cannot even afford anything. Believe you me, in the period of 1 month, the food alone, we are not even talking about maybe medication, transportation, and other things. Government need to stand up to the reality, deal with this issue of inflation and other problems challenging us. It's not a question of money. We know that how can company pay 400 and something thousand? That's why I say it's unrealistic. But the fact remains, government need to wake up and deal with this issue of people are dying, people are going through a lot, people cannot feed. They hardly feed because of the cost of commodities. That is why they are telling government to pay them 400. Okay, now government is saying that this 400 and something is too much, and they can afford to deceive themselves millions without thinking that this money is too much. But to the poor man in the street is too much. Just wait for this country. Thank you very much, and God bless Nigeria.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your contribution, Mr. James. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, ma.
Good morning.
My name is Lawal. I'm calling from Mr.
Mr. Lawal.
Yeah, ma. I did a gap for us.
Great, you too.
Thank you, sir. You see, we don't like visionary leader. We only like sharing of God. All Nigerians, the time, my brother, let's tell our faith. Until we have this fear of God, in anything we are doing, then we can move forward. Those you can refer to now, but we know because of fear of God. Yes, we can do otherwise. What of all, because the fear of God, this is the action. This is how we be living. That's why they be able to, like I told God some time ago, Nigeria, we are not fit for the today. They don't do any material things. They fit for the education of their children and health. And that's why I'm talking to you today. Take all the public. That's what we are doing. We do everything. Even we have small education. We have like two. It's village. These are the things. But today, everybody waiting for when they come now for you. That's what we are doing. Those who come for that, that's very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for your time as well. Appreciate Mr. Lawal Taufik. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Sandra.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you, Fuad.
Yes, it's with us. Carry on.
How was your weekend? Somewhere is my name. I'm calling from Msolom.
Okay.
So, between this labor and the federal government, so Sandra, I'm so behind the labor.
Even if also 100,000 that is being demanded is being paid to them, we see this kind of economic crisis. Is it not going to be enough to them? I am telling you the truth. Except government will stop wanting this increment in tariff of electricity, increment in the fuel prices, except to start production. Aside from it, and this increment continues, labor will still be agitating for more money. But if they can go to negotiation table, promise them something that they are going to stop this increment in tariff of all this electricity or whatsoever is being called. If it can be put a stop, maybe at least they can accept that 200 or something, 200,000 or whatever. Then we now go back to become a productive nation. Without us being a productive nation, it can still even pay them for 500,000, 600,000. It will still be not enough. Okay, look at it now. They are saying 60,000. Edo state government is already paying 70,000. How can you marry this thing? It's called a federal government not higher than the state government. I don't know that the one that are giving state government allocations. But every state is paying 70,000. They are still talking about 60,000. Meanwhile, the hatch of 18 golf alone 70 billion. Do you know what that thing would have done to alleviate all this kind of things? Those are the things that they are being looking at. The SUVs they allocated to themselves, the take-home pay they are taking for themselves, the senators and all those things. When you look at it, check out. At end of the day, labor will stay 30 years or 35 years at more. At end of the day, it cannot have a take-home pay of 21 billion naira or 100 million naira.
Right.
But in the space of some months, in a year alone, it's not that takes some 20 million or 300 million of naira. How do you marry this kind of? And they are buying in the same market. They are going to the same market. Meanwhile, senators are not following their cars. All the government ministers, they are not following their cars. They are not. But government feeds them. Before giving them those money. After this money. So they should have to make a shifting ground for all of us to continue living. And so we become a productive nation. Thank you very much. Have a lovely day.
And you as well. Thank you very much. 9:21 a.m. Let's take some Facebook messages at this time. This is still Mainland 98.3 FM, and the focus on the table this morning is minimum wage conversation as Labour goes ahead with a strike, even as National Assembly fails to stop the strike action, and also as the AGF and Minister of Justice also calling the strike premature and illegal. Also, the statement from former President Olusegun Obasanjo saying that Nigeria lacks transformational, visionary, and committed leaders. That's the conversation for the day. On Facebook, I have here Ebilade Ambo is saying the Nigerian economy started crumbling when kobo began to disappear in our daily transactions. This is as far back as the mid-80s. The strength of what we are using as legal tender is extremely weak now that kobo is completely non-existent in our daily transactions. I blame the ruling elite for this. What we are going through in terms of the strength of the naira vis-a-vis the Nigerian economy is the cumulative result of their mismanagement of the Nigerian economy. The unbridled theft of public money and profligacy over the years. All of this helped in crumbling the Nigerian economy. In my primary school days, 50 kobo was my pocket money, and I would return home after school with 30 kobo to drop in my kolo, that's piggy bank. Why are they afraid of spending 9.5 trillion naira a year as salaries for federal government workers in this economy, where 100,000 is almost like 100 naira in the early 80s? Organized labor is asking for what will keep Nigerians going in light of the present economy. They should have it. They are already enjoying theirs. Fat salaries for the executive arm of government, outrageous sitting allowance for legislators, over 5 million naira a month for Supreme Court judges. They should please allow Nigerian workers to breathe by giving them the comfort of a living wage as well. All right. Still on Facebook, Chika Bende, Obasanjo is highly correct because Nigeria has been ruled by, so sadly they have succeeded, but they forgot there's nothing in this life overstays. Secondly, on labor demand, they shouldn't be cowed unless government meets their demands or cut down the cost of governance and prices of daily commodities. Chika Bende from Trade Fair. I had to censor some of the words because they're not radio friendly. But thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us. I also have here Joshua from Oregon is saying, I just want to ask this question this morning. Where is Edo State getting their money? Now, without national minimum wage, they offer to pay 70k. Now, other state governors are complaining. Are they not partaking in federal allocation? Imagine federal government offering less than what a state offers. That's to tell you how unserious this government is. Labour shouldn't go back. We are right behind them. Enough is enough. And if the general public is not satisfied with the hardship, let's stand and fight for ourselves. Nobody should come here and be telling Labour what to fight for. They are fighting for themselves. Thank you. All right, I also have here, good morning Sandra and Fuhad, Owen from Lagos. As regards the statement made by former President Obasanjo, take a closer look at the crop of politicians currently in office and those vying for office. All I see are a group of selfish people with a common interest, which is looting and running the country to the ground. In all this, I still hear vulnerable Nigerians commending and cheering these guys. Well, the hardship is yet to go full circle. When it does, we'll have one voice, which is enough is enough. Owen from Lagos, thank you very much. Let's go back to the phone line, 0913 6410. That is the number to call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
This is Olaiwola.
All right, Mr. Olaiwola.
I just want to talk about the minimum wage. The reason why I'm going to talk about the minimum wage, because the Labour did not even talk about the interests of the common Nigeria. Why you guys think they're not talking about the common Nigeria? They are just taking their sample and the surveying within the Lagos and Port Harcourt. Another states are not included. Why did I say, if you are talking about the minimum wage, it's not a wage, it's not a living wage. Now we are talking about the minimum wage. Minimum wage that's supposed to go around. Even person that is selling POS, you have to afford to pay that money. If the capital rate of the person that is doing the POS cannot pay 497,000, how can, if the government agrees to pay 95,000 naira and the person that is doing POS and the capital rate cannot afford to pay his worker, you need the minimum wage? Because the minimum wage we are talking about now, what the private sector can pay, what the small scale business that employ like 5 people can pay, what, let me just say, Yawata that are selling markets, that they have shop or have a repair terminal in big also that they can pay. Can those people pay like 490 something? That is what we are talking about at this point. If the Labour are realistic about the common citizen in this country, we are not supposed to be talking about the minimum wage that everybody, all the sector cannot afford. Even the 30,000 implementation has not been implemented in some parts of the North country. The 30,000 minimum wage. Why do you not go back and be able with the government and look at it? What can you afford to pay? Is it 70 or 80 or 100,000? This is our deadline that we can support. We are talking about the Lagos and Port Harcourt. We need the Lagos and Port Harcourt to determine the Nigeria or the Yalata that is selling NASA in Ibadan or your state or the state. You need those people are going to pay 495,000 naira. This is the question to be asking ourselves.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Olaiwola. I appreciate it. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Lady Sandra and Mr. Ford is saying again, Mr. Sir.
All right. Oh, you have just 1 minute. We don't usually take seconds.
Yeah, I know. Please. I think if I have my way, I would ask they should get Obasanjo back. Just like we never gave about our time to revise Nigeria. With what Obasanjo is saying, he said the truth. He has seen it all. He was caged both in military and partially in civilian. If I have a way, I would say they should get him back. Because what we have now are people who have no human feeling. Look at me. I was in the default daily time. Now I cannot pay my daughter's 45,000 late registration necropsy. What country is it?
Right.
What country is it? Please, if you people can assist me for her late registration, I will as well appreciate it, please.
All right.
God bless of the good Lord.
Thank you, Pausas, for your submission this morning. I appreciate. 091360410. Hello, good morning. Can you please turn down the volume of your radio set, sir? Oma. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, good morning. Hello.
We can hear you.
Okay, this is the president speaking. See.
Is that your name?
Jagaban.
Sorry, is that your name?
That's what he calls
himself. Yes. Jagaban is falling my hand seriously. I am his core supporter. Basket of tomato, January, 18,000. Today, June, 100,000. I pray she win again in 2027, but the way he's doing it now, I don't know. He should try and, sit up. Even his supporters are not happy. And
they are not happy. But you want him to come back? But you want him to come back?
Yes, because he's the best candidate. He's the best candidate. But I want him to sit up. I pray he should sit up. If he continue like this in the next 3 years, it's not good at all. And Obasanjo did not increase minimum. He increased it because of election. If election finish now, you will see what will happen. And the minimum wage is minimum wage. There are other allowances. There is food allowance. There is transport allowance. So labor should, that 494,000 that they are talking, is too outrageous. They should try and do so. It's minimum wage now. It's not their whole salary. They have a lot of allowances that they will still incur. So they should, please, Jagaban should sit up. People are things are not really okay. But I still pray for him that we still win, but you should just sit up. That's what I want to say.
Well, thank you very much, A.B. Pepperdem. I really don't know what to say as regards everything that you have just said, because I think just to keep things very civil, I'll just leave it at that. But as regards Edo State conversation, Fuad, I've been hearing this whole thing that, it's because of election. But I think you remember that even before eletion, he was the only one paying, 40,000 naira. So I don't know.
So even if it's because of election, at least it's something. There has to be a reason for something to happen. And
Lagos State has removed their rebate.
And Chiba, I told you.
25% rebate
on 25% on public transport.
They have removed it too.
Anything that concerns a poor man is not sustainable to government.
It's okay. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
Sandra. And good morning, Mr. Fry.
Good morning, sir.
I'm calling from command.
Yes.
All right.
Sincerely speaking, and the person that started the call today started on a very, very heavy note.
Emotional, yeah.
And very, very heavy and very emotional. But he's speaking a louder message to the government. I pray that is one of the problems we are having in this nation. You see old people that are suffering, that are crying every day, and you hope that this nation will not enter one problem. You see young children, new babies, they are crying, that kind of hate. Only woman in that nation. We should be very careful of what they do in this nation. This is getting out of hand, and nobody seems so concerned. If I love what the boy is doing, if the boss should shut down this thing, I say even for the next 3 months they should go ahead. If they don't want to pay 490, nobody is asking for 490. But if they want to pay 60,000 minimum wage, let the president also take 60,000 minimum wage. Senators should take 60,000 minimum wage. Let's see how far this nation will not be reached. But if somebody is taking like millions of naira, you have judiciary taking salaries, and you are telling the people that are doing the nature work, they should be begging on the street because they are working for the nation, because they are serving the nation. And people that are supposed to go and serve us in the leadership post are smiling home with bulletproof cars. And the people that are really working and making the economy work should go and suffer on the street. And you hope that nation can build itself. No, we should be serious for once in this nation. Obasanjo is very, very right, and I pray that man will live long to see this nation prosper. God bless the nation.
Amen. Thank you very much. I appreciate Mainland 98.3 FM. Good morning. All right. Let's take some messages on WhatsApp. We'll be back to the phone line in a bit. Please stay with us. I have here. Hello, Mainland FM. Let's face reality. There's no amount of money that should be less than 250. That's okay. 250,000 naira as minimum wage, putting into consideration the bad economic situation in the country. It is true that the amount may increase inflation, but is it not in the same country that they are buying SUVs and they are getting 70 billion naira as senators, and that did not cause inflation? So in my own view, it would be better to bring down the cost of fuel to 300 naira per litre, and believe me, cost of goods will reduce drastically. On the second issue, there is no doubt that we have leaders without vision and have all placed self-interest above national interest. So it's the reason when they get into office, their major priority is to loot the treasury. If not, why are refineries not working? National grid keeps collapsing. No good roads, healthcare facilities, no quality education, just to mention a few. Nigeria will heal thee. God bless Nigeria. And that is Tʀᴇɪᴅs from Ijagemo community stating that one. I also have here, Happy New Month. God bless Fᴜဃᴜ. I wonder why people say labor strike will draw the economy back. The actions of federal government, state government, National Assembly, has it not drawn the economics backward? Economy back? What we are suffering today, is it not because of their actions? Nero from Akute asking these questions. 𝐴ᴏᴏᴜ from Jakonde Estate is solo is saying all political office holders should receive same salary as civil servants. Maybe they are serving the same country. I don't know how that, because people
have suggested that let's at least the level of the permanent secretary, directors, let's just put our positions at that level. That's how it goes.
Let's take some messages on Facebook. Prince Leo Ozoma is saying, good morning, Sandra and Fᴜဃᴜ. Government and labor must come to terms with the realities of the time. Government must prove to be prudent in the management of our scarce resources before anybody can buy into their excuses. And therefore, I call on the labor unions to settle for a poorly monthly 100,000 naira as a sacrifice and monitor the extravagant activities of government henceforth. For what Obasanjo said, yes, we don't have visionary leaders and we'll continue to have professional politicians because politics in Nigeria is the most lucrative enterprise.
It's big business.
Cheap money is made without working for it through corrupt means and still goes scot-free. And it is because we have very weak and selective corruption fighting agencies coupled with high degree of docile Nigerians. This whole mess can be corrected if Nigerians disregard the divisional antics of the professional class. Fᴜဃᴜ, well done. And that's Leo Ozoma from Isolo. I also have Alabama Ade is saying, good morning. I think between 70,000 and 100,000 is okay because things are too expensive. What I want from government is to make sure our refineries are working. That is the most important thing now. Imagine fuel from 200 naira to 720 naira. Now, that's what we're talking about. All right, still on Facebook, I also have here Ayokpo Akintunde Omogbola is saying, good morning. Okay. This clueless administration should come up with 100 to 120,000 naira minimum wage and put a stop to this drama. Are they not going on with their own money? Was there any month that their money was delayed? What exactly are they doing that is so special that another person cannot do than the meaningless things they are doing? Is their work more important than the civil servants doing the major work that brings money to the nation? NLC should stand on their words. As for former president, he was right with his statement. All right. Also, we have here. Same person still going on saying the former president did not do something does not mean those after him should not do it. If those after him, apart from late Yar'Adua, did close to what he did, we won't be where we are today. The worst part is the introduction of this APC party. Things are getting worse day by day. Now, wow. All right. Let's go back to the phone line and we'll wrap things up with messages. This is Mainland 98.3 FM. You're listening to Mainland Focus and time check right now is 9:38 a.m. Please turn down the volume of your radio set, sir.
Yeah, good morning, Mainland.
Good morning.
Yeah, yes. My name is Mr. Anthony from Isolo.
All right.
Yeah, the issue of the labor need to. I always suggest that we should be professional because everything you are doing must look at the ripple effect
which you don't have, you may not have control over. What we should be looking at for. Yes, the instances of our senators or House of Assembly collecting ammonia in form of allocation. If we are complaining about that, if we are doing that to tame this extravagancy that is even provoking all this salary. Yes, inflation is there, but then are we saying that if a cleaner should be paid minimum wages to the least paid, which will also in a way maybe the director to increase by that rating? Depends. So I once worked in a company, but I also know that what they are asking for, to me, no matter the amount of inflation, it's not realistic. So let's not. Mr. Fouad have already studied that anything within 70, 80 is reasonable. I'm not trying to say it's enough to take care of the present situation. But what we are saying here is what is reasonable and realistic. The country already have problems at hand of inflation, and the more you put money in people's hands, the more inflation goes, swallows it. It is natural phenomenon.
Thank you very much.
There's nothing about it.
All right.
So let's be reasonable in our demands.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, I'm Mफ़oɪɪľ.
You know.
Okay. Mr. Fouad, I wanted to even ask you, the Senate president that was calling these people yesterday for a meeting, did he go there with a figure? Was he even sent there by the president? Or someone wanted to intimidate those people?
It's just intervention. You have to just
intervene how? People want to go on and they are demanding, so you want to go and intervene. With how much? You would have told them, okay, don't go. This is what I myself, I want to offer you people, maybe 200,000 or 100,000. He didn't do anything. So I think that his meeting was just an exercise in futility. He don't went there to harass them or something. I don't know. He himself, how much is he collecting? How much is he taking home? But he's now going to tell these people they should not demand for their all right. And people, for the callers who are saying that a cleaner will go and collect 400, if cleaner collect 400 and something thousand, is it a crime? The political officials that are collecting big money, what are they doing actually? They're working more than the cleaner. What are the things we should think of?
All right.
If they don't want to pay them, they should continue to strike till next year. Bye bye.
Bye bye to you.
You know what, Sandra, when we talked about approaching a policy decision methodically with a lot of caution, this is exactly what we're saying. Whether we liked it or not, the subsidy removal policy, the floating of the foreign exchange, the currency, and this issue of aggressive revenue drive is the reason why we're in this situation.
Kade from Egbeto Queen saying good morning. I really appreciate.
Your IGP's in your head?
I was just reading something. Kade from Ikotsu. Kade from Ikotsu say good morning. Really appreciate everything Fouad has said in regards to labor strike. However, seems like Nigeria is getting too big for current democracy. This labor strike is more or less politically motivated. That's what Kade is saying. I don't know. But we wish
has a right to his own opinion. So.
All of the best in life. And finally, on WhatsApp, good morning, Mainland crew. This is Jacob Cool from Bariga. Increase can't help the issue. Rather, we compel the government to attend to the inflation of goods in the country and establish a fixed price. If government worker is collecting 100k per month and there is high inflation, the salary will just be a figure. What about the unemployed and self-employed? Do the government care how they survive? Jacob Cool from Bariga, thank you very much. It's been a while. Trust you're doing well. All right, and finally off Facebook, we also have here Patrick Obiazo. Please, what was Akpabio intending to achieve with that 11th hour showmanship? with the leadership of Labour with respect to the strike.
And he looked very tired in that meeting, Sandra. If you see his face,
did he just realize that there's a wage-related issue between Labour and government? That's the quality of leadership that Nigeria can afford. All right, thank you, Mr. Patrick Obiazo. Appreciate your contribution this morning. I also have Christopher Effiong saying, I missed Mr. Fuad yesterday on Political Roundtable. I was in church, but my people have given me the okay.
You can watch it. It's on Facebook
and YouTube.
On YouTube, you know.
You can watch it live there. Oh, sorry, not live. You can watch the recorded version on that. And that's all we can take. I sincerely apologize if we're unable to take your message, your WhatsApp message, or your Facebook message, or if we're unable to take your phone calls. But of course, you know, we have platforms for all of this conversation. I mean, Situation Room by 4 p.m. 𝐴𝐀𝐈𝐍𝐋𝐾 will be digging deeper into the minimum wage conversation. And also by Thursday in the morning, we have open mic. In the afternoon, we have open forum. Open forum, where we'll be looking at all of the trending stories in the past 1 week. So not to worry, just all you have to do is stay tuned. Thank you, Fuad Sahid. But please be on standby. By 10 a.m. we'll be back for a global view. We'll be looking at the top 3 trending stories on the international scene. This is Mainland 98.3 FM. Please stay tuned.